Hello, welcome to our 11th
podcast. This does happen, like the future. We have like phones, they used to hack stuff, and what is that for?
It's just like, it's just going too far.
They need to stop. So. Okay, look at that there.
no, but like stuff like Google Glass.
It's a good idea. It's
I like it. Is if the world, if we lived in what do you call it? What's the perfect world called?
The new world.
No, there's a term for the perfect world. What's it called? There's a name for it.
I don't know.
Anyway, if that comes out to me, if it was a perfect world, if it was like heaven where no hacks or anything, it would be brilliant. But that's not the world we live in.
It's the world
it
we
doesn't
live,
actually. The world we live in, it doesn't.
It's perfect.
Work.
It's okay now.
It does, but it doesn't work. The Google Glass does not work in a capitalist world like ours.
Or corrupt world. Our world is not perfect in any way.
So
it's not neither perfect nor bad.
Well, it is.
It's a middle.
I mean, there's a lot of bad things.
There's a lot of bad things, but there's still a lot of good things coming out.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of amazing stuff coming out.
And then there's like people like
poverty,
Syria,
Afghanistan,
then
North Korea.
Our lives, we're in the middle.
And then David Cameron and those people on that side as well. But
you can have the rich life, the perfect life, the everything that's coming out. You can have the poor life, the Syria, whatever lot, or you can be the middle. The middle is the safest place to be.
Having the rich people and the poor people, doesn't that make the world worse in just having everyone being poor?
It makes it worse in both sides. But if you're the middle, it makes it safe for you.
But if everyone is poor, then it's actually not that bad. Because at least everyone's equal. It doesn't sound good, but at least everyone's equal. If you go super rich,
then the world's corrupt.
If everyone's rich and everyone's poor, it doesn't work. Capitalism doesn't. It works. It's just incredibly unfair. But communism doesn't work really.
Socialism.
In Cuba, communism. No, it's okay. It just isn't. It's just a bit too patchy. Like it doesn't work perfectly. And the sad thing is, capitalism works, but it's incredibly unfair. Socialism doesn't exist. And I don't know, a new form. Like, if there was a way where it was capitalist, but everyone had like a baseline, so everyone had this certain money. So everyone could get an Xbox One, a PS4, that's the baseline. Then the more expensive line is like a Ferrari, a massive house. You earn that. But everyone on the low level, the lowest level is Xbox One, a house,
food for your family,
TV, basic living stuff. Basic living, but not really basic. At least like entertainment. And that includes schooling as well.
How does capitalism work?
But capitalism basically is the survival of the fittest. Make as much money as possible, and then leave everyone else to scrounge the remainders.
Why are we doing this?
So that's why it's so impossible for us to make money on YouTube, on businesses. Because that's how capitalism works. People like Syndicate are already there. So basically, he hasn't done it on purpose, but he's basically pushed everyone else down.
He's done it by luck. It's all by luck.
Most capitalism isn't by luck, 100%, but it's incredibly unfair. And it's just really, really hard. But people like it, it works. It works for companies, but it doesn't work for people.
It doesn't work for people.
It should work for people. That is what should matter.
It just can't work on people because then there's gonna be people like boasting about I've got 1K, I've got all this shit money for all that.
I know.
But then if you look on the poor side, if you make yourself poor, you'll see how low your life is, how bad it
really
is.
And capitalism is stupid.
It does not work for people.
It doesn't work for people. It works for businesses.
It works for businesses.
And if you want to run the world on businesses, then that's stupid as heck. Because you know how corrupt that would become. Like there are countries. I don't know any of the top of my head, but there are countries that are basically run by companies, which is really fake as heck.
Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates.
Yeah,
that's mostly done by companies.
What is just oil, and like that's nothing. Oil, you can. That's 100% luck finding oil, and you get rich as heck.
Yeah,
that's
United Arab Emirates should not be a country. It should just be a company. That's it.
They are a company.
They are a company inside a country.
Yeah, I mean, like
they are the fattest, richest
they
people
need
in the
to
world.
like get rid of capitalism. Now, some people called creative capitalism, which doesn't really make any sense, and it's basically a new term for capitalism.
We need to stop it fast, but how do we do that? No one wants to stop it. Companies don't want to stop it, and if companies don't want to stop it, and people don't want to stop it,
no. If companies don't want to stop, people don't want to stop it. It's governments.
Yeah.
Because governments, at the end of the day, just care about companies. That's where their money comes from.
So if you look at the NHS, they're being cut all the time, and if no NHS, we basically turn it to America. No offense.
Like that is really bad. Like because one of the best things about Britain
is NHS.
Yeah. NHS. And if they get rid of that,
if we get rid of that, I'm leaving country.
It just turns into another America.
Exactly. You don't want that.
I don't know. How is it in Canada? Do they have free healthcare? I don't actually know.
I don't know about that.
It's just really stupid. Like everyone should have Everyone should have a healthcare. They should have policing. They should be able to have a lawyer. Not like just get a lawyer, but they should have that right.
A normal lawyer, fantastic.
But to be honest, lawyers and the court doesn't work either. It's incredibly unfair because you get so many people that are punished. They didn't do anything wrong, but there's faulty evidence. There's corrupt policing. Over the
years, there have been there's
so many criminals that have been getting away, and then there's countries like America who are actually breaking their own laws.
Death penalty.
You know the guy about WikiLeaks, who's got arrested or something. Yeah. They're doing something incredibly illegal to him or something against their laws, but they can do it because they have the power. It's just the power. So, like, everyone should have a fair judgment. They should be able to have entertainment. They should at least have basic needs. The people who want to make money, that's fair enough. You can make money. Because the good thing about capitalism is that you can be more than just standard living. Communism is too...
It's too risky.
Well, it's not that, but it's just a bit, not boring, but if everyone's the same... Then there's no variation, and then there's no competition, and then stuff like Xbox One and PS4 wouldn't really exist because you need capitalism for that. But if there was like capitalism and something else, not communism, but something like communism, and they will merge together. Like let's call it communitism, like community. I don't know. So communitism needs to exist.
Let's put the Simpsons to this. Evergreen Terrace.
Yeah.
Yeah. We put them. Yeah. We have the rich people here, the poor people here,
Mr.
and we have the So we have Mr. Burns here, Mole Man here.
Which one's Mole Man?
The oldie, Mole Man.
Or the hillbilly one, let's say.
Cletus,
the hillbilly.
Mr. Burns here, Cletus, Homer.
Yeah.
If you have Mr. Burns here, he basically will own the town.
He actually does own the town.
No, let's put the mayor here. Okay.
Well, no, I would say the Mr. Burns is above the mayor.
So we have Mr. Burns here, nuclear power station. He's got oil. He's got everything. He can run the town.
So he runs the town basically.
He's basically owned.
So then it goes down.
99% of the city. Yeah. 99%.
So what communityism is this middle portion here.
This middle portion.
That's what runs the town. The poor people are actually gone. They are part of the middle people. The rich is not detached, but it's like an add-on. That does not run anything.
You can never split the rich from the poor.
There
will always be a middle and a poor, or the middle with the rich.
No, I don't. You don't have to have a poor. You don't have to.
You can never.
Because you don't need poor people. You don't need poor people. There's no advantage in having poor people to any society. So the middle people, and then not rich people. Rich people are the middle people as well. Everyone is like that.
Everyone is a middle.
But then there's the business side is separate. Company, business, separate. government, people, separate. So it's two. You don't need it to be one or three or five. Just two that work well and they work together.
So weird.
So like imagine SimCity and you could do that. I mean,
that as well.
And capitalism is also incredibly wasteful as well.
If you're a Christian and you believe in God, you can. There's many ways you can put this. So because there's many ways.
Well, so you could. Because the problem with Christianity is that there is one overlying power, which is God.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it doesn't really. You can't. That doesn't fit.
Because
into this
you
model.
can say God made us.
But that means God is at the top.
Exactly.
Which is not how our view or my view is, because I think that's unfair to have one guy at the top. Because it shouldn't be one person ruling thousands, millions, billions of people. That just doesn't work.
As I am with Christianity, I still don't believe God owns this country, our world.
I don't believe in God. I like the idea. It's a nice idea because the idea of afterlife, purgatory, that's a nice idea. That's a nice idea.
It's a nice idea. It's a nice. But when we had the walk, when you were saying where do you go after you die,
it would be nice to know that I did turn into someone else.
Exactly.
But the current mind is that I die and I am nothing, and it's a depressing thought. But I believe in science, and
you have scientists that still believe in God and they still believe in science.
Yeah, and Muslims.
You can't put God just like one side and science one side. You can't put that because
I think they work together.
They work together because there is a Bible.
But think about God as like the overlying formula. I think
you can't put that.
The formula that because they're trying to find a formula that works for everything.
Yeah.
Like one formula that works for every single formula ever made, every equation, every reaction. That could be God, and that would fit in the same model as Christianity. But science currently,
formula, it would be great.
Yeah, but science currently is kind of like, I'm not going to say it's like Buddhism or something, but there's many, let's say, gods, different formulas.
There's like you've got the Einstein formula, you've got the
Frankenstein.
What? You've got like the
what's the Newton?
The speed formula. You've got many forms.
Speed, distance, time.
You've got many formulas. You've got
E
over 1
equals
million
MC squared. The gravity formula.
There's at least 1 million
magnetic formulas.
But
scientists are trying to find like the overall.
The overall formula. If we do find the overall formula, then we know how our universe was made. What is before the universe? If we find one whole formula, we can basically.
That's gonna take a long time.
Can basically find out how the Big Bang started and how we were
because
created.
That's a really interesting. We know, people may disagree, but scientists know that the Big Bang happened.
Big Bang
there is theory. There is evidence.
Because if the big how can God make the Big Bang if the Big Bang wasn't started?
Yeah, like who made God?
You can't do that.
But then the question is, what made the Big Bang, and then what made the Big Bang? So I don't.
There must be something
what
behind the Big Bang.
What was that guy's name we learned about in Year 9? That person, that Christian, there was one. He said it was. I thought it was a really stupid theory that everything has a reason. So there had to be one reason for everything to happen. But that's really stupid because then what's the reason for that happening? He was like, it was called, wasn't it like the Godfather theory? I don't know. Yeah. Didn't you learn about this?
No.
You must have.
No,
and he said that God exists because it has to make everything. But then it contradicts itself.
How did God make the Big Bang? Because that's not physically possible.
No, not that theory. But he contradicts himself because he says everything has a reason. So what's the reason for God?
What's the reason for us living?
No. Okay, the reason for us living is God.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. But him saying that because of that God is the first thing. What's the reason for God? Who's before God? His theory doesn't work. It just cuts off, and he's like just contradicts himself. And it's a really bad theory. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember.
So if we find one whole big formula, we can find what was before the Big Bang. Because I'm thinking, There must have been a universe before the Big Bang happened. There must have.
Yeah, but
There must have been a
no,
big.
because
There must be lots
what
of
Big Bang
Bangs
are we
happened.
thinking? Because I think there's two. There's one of the world and one of the universe.
I'm thinking one of the whole universe.
Yeah, that
Massive
because the one
universe.
of the world kind of makes sense because it is possible because the world, although humans think of it as the center of everything, it really isn't. When it's tiny in comparison to the whole
there's
universe.
trillions of universes.
It's not even a big
Around the
planet
universe.
really. Like there's much bigger planets, stars. Because we think the sun is huge.
It's not.
Red giants. They're
There's
just
black
massive.
holes. There's
Black hole. I don't know how we don't. How,
there
how,
is a black hole in our
Yeah.
Milky Way,
I think there is.
and that is very scary because at least every 500 years it's coming closer to us.
So that won't affect us.
That won't affect us for now.
But like, people think that black holes kill you.
they can't. No
But
one
then
knows.
some
No one
people-
knows.
No, because there was what's his name? The guy in the water. The science
Stephen
guy.
Hawkins.
Yeah, Stephen Hawkins. He had a theory about
Black holes.
black holes, but someone proved him wrong.
Someone
So
did.
there's a new theory about black holes. I don't know what Stephen Hawking's theory was,
I don't know.
but then I think I don't know. I think there was a theory though where it would take you back in time or freeze you in time. Or
There is
something.
there is
Because there's this story about a child who and his dad. So that the dad's like, what happens when you're in a black hole? So the child goes in, he finds out, but then when he comes back, his dad's dead because he goes into the future or something. I don't know how it works. It's a story. It's a fictional story, but like
But
that,
you
that
know,
would be an
in
interesting
Switzerland, they made a black hole, a fake black hole.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like in Geneva or something.
Yeah.
If they have the matter to make a
Did
real
they put
black,
someone in there?
they didn't put anyone in there. They
Oh.
were scared to put someone in there.
Why don't they put like a dummy in there?
Well, what they should do again in Geneva is if they find that part matter again, make the black hole on a smaller scale, the scale of a human being, like say, the scale of a human being, then put I know this might sound wrong. Put a dog in there. I know.
Put a cat in there.
Okay, put a cat. Let's put a cat there.
There is
Put a cat in there. Put a cat there on a lead. On a lead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, put
That
on a
would
lead.
suck you in though, wouldn't it?
No, because
I thought black holes are strong.
it can't suck you in.
Right.
There's
That's what black holes do. They suck you in. You're flying a spaceship. You can't. You put all your power. You will actually. It's like gravity. I don't know what pulls you in, but there's a really strong force. If you put that on the lead, if you attach that to a massive crane, it would take the whole building inside. I think that's what happened. I don't know. Well, they're also trying to make mini suns for power to make power.
Then that wouldn't work because if that mini
But
sun
I think that's
explodes,
incredibly dangerous.
if that mini sun explodes,
That
we're
could
dead.
block the whole, like Yellowstone. If that.
The Yellowstone is scary.
Because that could blow any second. And I don't. It would. It depends. It could either destroy the whole world or just parts of it. But I think it would actually reach us in London.
It would reach part of London, but we don't know which part of London yet. It
Well,
will definitely
London
hit.
is a city,
It will
so
definitely hit Wales.
If it hit
Or hit
London,
Wales.
it's either going to be like a trolley bit close, or it's going to kill us all.
Yellowstone. There has been minor eruptions. There has.
I'm just hoping that doesn't erupt. But I think if it does erupt there, in the UK, I think we would actually not be too bad because I don't know how long it would take for it to reach us.
Well,
And there would be signs before it erupted, so if there was a massive threat, they may have an evacuation plan or something.
the thing is, the whole world will be pitch black. The whole world will be pitch black.
It'll be like Black Ops 2 zombies, like the sky will always be black.
So we'll have to be wearing tactical masks and stuff like that. There'll be lots of carbon dioxide in
We
the
would
air.
have to evacuate, we wouldn't be able to live on the sun.
We would have to go to space.
Yeah, we'd have to live on Mars or something. Well, I don't know if humans can actually live on Mars.
No, there is Did you hear the news? There's like these two couples, oldie couples, that are going to Mars. A spaceship. Do you not hear it?
No, I don't read the news, sorry.
Huh? You need to read it. Yeah, they're gonna go there for like 2 days on Mars and see if it's physically possible to live on there.
So
if it
how
is,
long no one's ever been to Mars.
no
it's
one's
too
ever been
far.
to Mars.
How long is it taking them? Wait, is this done by
500
NASA or
days.
they're doing it by them?
500 days is by NASA.
So that's nearly 2 years.
It's nearly 2 years.
So
2 years.
1.5 nearly. That's gonna be scary. Wait, there's only 2 people going.
2 people. They're 60 years old.
Why they?
They said it. They said it would be
Younger.
better for a 60-year-old person to do it than a normal 30-year-old.
Actually, that's true. Because also, it might sound bad. If a 6-year-old dies, it's not as
It's not as bad as a 30-year-old dying.
yeah, because a lot of their life has gone already
Yeah.
for 60. But 30, it's like still you've got quite a lot of your life left.
But like nearly like 70, 80.
It depends how long you live for.
But they are doing that because then, if Yellowstone does erupt, we will know if we can live on Mars. If it works, we can.
Well, I'm thinking of Wall-E film. They were living just on a spaceship. I don't know if that would be possible. You'd have to have quite a few spaceships, and they'd have to be friggin'
Because
massive.
what is the population of the whole world? Like 1 trillion?
It's not that much. It's in a billion. It's like 5 billion, probably more.
Probably
10
more.
billion. I don't know.
Because every year, at least 1 million babies are being born.
I don't know.
Something like that.
More people are being born than are dying.
Yeah. It's
And
scary.
also, in
Because-
the next few years, I think it's going to be possible for people to live at least 100 to 120. So if the problem, like, people dying at an old age isn't that bad, but that
People dying
means
at a
that
young age.
having more people to be born is not going to help. If less people are dying, which is good, but then more babies are being born, that's not going to work
The world-
together
the
because
world's
it's
gonna
just
be
going to get
overpopulated.
overpopulated. I mean, right now I stand by that the world is not overpopulated because
not.
there's a statistic that the whole population of the world could fit in LA if everyone stood like next to each other, shoulder by shoulder.
LA.
In LA,
Wow.
Los Angeles. I think it's LA. Yeah, LA.
It isn't
That whole
Wow.
area, the whole population of the world.
in that. So
But it's the way, because think about Russia. There's a massive area there. Canada, Alaska, the USA. Well, Alaska and USA.
LA.
is it? Yeah. That may. I don't know how old that statistic is, but that's true. But there's a lot of. But there are a lot.
amazing.
It is.
That is,
Because
wow.
we think that 1 billion people it
It's
is a lot,
It is a lot of numbers. Like,
but then
how can
Like-
that fit LA?
it's really
I'm trying to
weird.
think of that because then you've got people in how. Wait, scrap all the houses, everything.
No. Just the area of LA. It's not anything to do with houses or something. The area
So,
of
like,
LA.
that big.
Everyone stood. I don't think it means stacking up. Just everyone stood shoulder by
Line.
shoulder like that. Lines. Everyone could fit in LA. So then, what? This may sound
That's
weird,
amazing.
but like, virtually put everyone in LA and then spread them out equally, and then that would be fine. But then the problem is cultures, different cultures, different places. They like being isolated. It's just, it doesn't really work because the world is so fragmented. Different cultures, different people, different social types. It's just so fragmented. There's fragmentations and fragmentations and fragmentations. It's really hard to populate the world evenly.
That is amazing, LA. That is actually amazing. How the whole world can be fit in LA. And LA is not even that big.
Well, it is quite large. But like compared to the world, not that huge.
Wow. The world is like okay, let's put on a scale. Not that big.
Yeah.
LA is just like that big to the world.
Okay, we'll have a map on the screen. Yeah. So LA, the whole. I don't know how old that statistic is. It may be because of
I
more
think
people
it-
being born. It may
That
run over a
statistic
bit, but-
that statistic might be like a couple 5-6 years old. But
which means there would only be a few, like, compared to the whole LA, it wouldn't really, it's not like it's going to be double,
No.
is it? Since
it's only going to be
the
like
population can't double in 6 years.
no, it's
We're
impossible.
talking about globally. In
Yeah.
one region it could.
One region.
Globally,
No.
it's not. It hasn't doubled
It's
in
only
6
be like
years.
1/100th.
Yeah,
times.
something like that. So it may be old statistic, but let's say around that it's easy to work with LA.
Wow, that is just amazing.
It is, and it's not scary.
It's
but
not
it's
scary.
just weird that like
So
we are living
say-
in such
so we
a
have-
like
say we have
apparently overpopulated world. But really, if everyone fits in LA,
say we have 10 billion people in LA. That's basically the whole world. 10 billion people in LA.
I don't know the actual number.
Let's
We
just
may
say-
be embarrassing ourselves. Let's say it's 10 million.
Let's say well, it can't be a million because it's like Russia has a million, China has a million, Japan has like a million something.
A million is like less than the population of London. So
Let's say we have 15 million in the world.
no, billion.
15.
It's definitely in billions.
15 billion in
I
the
know
world.
it's in billions. I don't know. I think it's over 10 billion. I'm
Say
not
we have
sure.
15 billion in the world.
Okay, let's
You
think.
fit them in LA. There's 52 states in LA. 15 times 50. That's like
in LA. You mean in
no, I mean
USA.
in USA. That's like already 250 billion.
But they're not all the same size. I'm just gonna say.
No, that's like 250 billion
Why
in
times
USA. 15
Why
times 50.
timesing the population of the world by the number of states?
Yeah.
You've just basically said that many people live in each state.
15 billion.
Why don't we split up into continents, excluding Antarctica? So
Okay.
North America, South America, Asia, Oceania.
So North
And
America.
Europe.
North America had like.
So we need to divide that number by 5. Do you have calculator?
No. I can't be honest. I just finished school, so I'm not doing maths.
Okay. So wait, 15 billion divide 5. Can you?
3 billion.
3 billion. Look how much. So if 3 billion is the population of every although Europe is like quite a small continent, so. But let's just work with
There's
that.
3 billion times
That's
6.
not
That's
really-
8 billion. No.
Many times.
I don't know.
Firstly, that calculation is wrong. Secondly, what does that calculation prove?
Oh yeah,
So-
that's wrong.
3 billion. Wait, what's it? 3 billion times 6 billion
It's
equals
18 million.
Wow, you said 8.
That's an 8. I never said that.
Well, 8 too. Sorry. Yeah. Wow.
That's amazing. The
That's
whole world in
stupid.
LA.
That's stupid as heck.
Yellowstone is being held by Area 51 quite well. No, is Area 51?
What are you talking?
What?
They're not
But
even close. I don't know.
Yellowstone is being held by who? Which
It's a national park.
it's national.
Yeah,
Are
it's a
you-
tourist attraction. People go like inside it basically.
Imagine Yoyo. If Yellowstone.
But I don't. I think there is actually no need to stress out.
There's
about
no need to
Yellowstone.
stress
It's
out because-
scary, but there's not really any. You can't cover it in like a massive concrete.
Because
structure.
Yellowstone had minor eruptions. It had like one what's it called?
And they're
one
monitoring
point on
it.
the Richter
I
scale.
think they're monitoring,
They're monitoring
it
it
quite well.
every single day.
So every second.
Every
So
second.
they would know,
They-
like maybe a year, hopefully a year advance.
No,
in advance,
they-
if it was gonna erupt
they had-
majorly.
the highest was the Richter scale, which I read was 3.
Although,
Was 3. It was 3. And that's
Well,
3.
well-
The 3 Richter scale is the same as
well,
a dynamite
earthquakes.
exploding.
I mean, no. Volcanoes. They're not. It's not about the Richter really. It's about the amount of eruption. But think about Eyjafjallajökull in
Yeah.
Iceland. What's their name? It's actually really easy to say once you split it up.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. Anyway, I'm not going to embarrass myself. That volcano in Iceland that caused all that problem, that no one really knew of that, did they? They
No.
may have, but it wasn't on the news.
It was on news
No, I mean
when it erupted.
prior. no one was like, oh, there's gonna be this this volcano's gonna erupt. But to be honest, that didn't. All that caused was ash clouds. It didn't actually harm anyone.
3 days of schools.
Did we?
We had 3 days of school because some teachers were like on holiday. And like,
thank you, Iceland.
That happened 2 times.
When I went to Iceland, I went near that volcano. Didn't actually see it, but like, I saw pictures of how it looked, and to be honest, it didn't look that bad in Iceland. Like, I don't think people actually.
Like how
the media always overreact.
Yeah.
Like
how long has the world been living? Was it 14 million? 14 billion. I forgot.
Something like that.
I think it was 14 billion.
A long.
No, it was 12 billion. I remember the science. 12 billion. So 12 billions of the world living, and the Yellowstone hasn't had a massive eruption.
So let's say we live for another 100 years.
There's no point to worry about.
I really don't think that. No, Yellowstone may. I don't know if No, it hasn't, because Yellowstone hasn't yet had a eruption that completely changed the world.
No, not.
But I think other volcanoes have.
Other volcanoes have, but
before our existence. So I think Yellowstone could be the next one.
Pompeii had changed.
No, but I mean, it didn't change the world. I'm talking about globally. No. That did, like, destroy the whole of Pompeii. But like,
there hasn't been one single volcano that changed the whole world. Not one.
In our existence.
In the 21st century, no.
Because when you see how long humans, like how how short humans have been on this earth, compared to everything else on the earth, is tiny.
Exactly.
If you look at evolution, it's taken a long time to get to humans, and humans are probably going to evolve, not soon, but they will into
evolution. The evolution theory is correct.
I want to just say something. I don't know if technology is damaging evolution.
In Japan,
there are theories that the human technology is actually disrupting evolution, but I think that technology is a part of evolution. It's part of our brain. But us making technology
Japan are making robots.
Yeah.
If you see an iRobot, you can see that like robots have changed and like
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
And that is a problem with robots. Robots can change.
I don't honestly believe in the theory that there's going to be a robot's going to overrun the world. That's just the stupidest idea.
Zombie apocalypse. That is false. A fake lie.
No, zombies don't exist.
Zombies don't exist. Unless if someone freakishly made
one. Didn't you hear that story about that guy who chewed off someone's face?
Yes.
That zombie guy.
Yes.
That is actually freaking scary. He had bath salts to drug, and then he died into a zombie.
But
anyway,
that was one person.
Okay, we're gonna stop now.
Okay.
Because we need some work to do on that room.
It's Sunday today.
Bye.